We are on the last piece of pizza. The final pizza. I'm actually not that hungry right now. Pleb stream. Pleb stream. Okay, a couple things to try to work on. There's this one. There's this array stuff. We have the array stuff uncommented. I don't know why we get... Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Matching. So we do harden array literal, and the problem is this doesn't know anything. So we're going to pass wanted. Let's see that. Self-documenting. Base wanted, not wanted. Base. Okay, wait. This is actually... This is not the way. This is not the way. Good thing I went to bed before doing this. This is not the way. The reason this is not the way. By the way, a lot of success in programming is being willing to undo the thing that you just did. A lot of people start doing something and they just don't want to turn the ship around. But the sooner you turn the ship around, the better. Did the Sunday Marathon lead any gains yet? No, we haven't worked on it since then. No. No. Okay, so... This is not even what we're working on right now, first of all. Oh, wait, yes it is. Grid 3i. So the thing is, okay, that actually works. Wait. Okay, hold on. No. What am I doing? Grid 3i. This is what we're doing. Okay. See, this doesn't involve harden array literal or anything, and it's the same thing. Okay, so this is just a type frickin' mismatch. That is much simpler. I am not sure why this doesn't handle it, but it appears not to. Let's see if we still have breakpoints at the type mismatches. Oh wait, I thought I just said to compile. Okay. This is so slow. Wait, are we running the right thing? Probably not. What are we running? We are. It just was taking forever. Like, what? Oh my God. Why do people think that this is some kind of good IDE? I never will understand. Okay, so we're hitting this type mismatch. Okay, so we're going to go okay. Wait. Are we not no jobsing? We need some, we're not no jobsing. We know better than that. We know better than that. All right. Conditions. Bam, close, go. Go, I say. All right, here we go. It's probably, yeah, it's not an unhardened literal. But it is a literal. So we need to do, okay, if it's unhardened, wait, a hardened literal shouldn't okay. This is me being dumb. This is me being dumb. A hardened literal should not actually cast. I don't know what I was thinking. Okay, so grid 3i, this should not cast. That should. And it does. Okay, but now in this one, let's see this one. Type mismatch. Check the types match. Infer types of a type instantiation. Um, what am I even looking at? Wait, what? This is the declaration of H, right? No, it's the declaration of G? Wait, what? How? Then why are you highlighting that? '98. Okay, wait, is this the no jobs? Yeah, okay. So we're reporting a different error in each different run, which is why it was confusing. Okay, so this one is doing this. It's saying type given 3 of S32. Okay, this is after we've decided it matched. We have not put an implicit cast on it. Except it looks like we have. Let's just see. Hey. What advice do I have for fellow web programmers looking at into real programming? Stop fucking asking me and go do it. Like, this is what I say every time. You're engaging in a procrastination tactic. How much money do I think could be raised by investors to solve the 30 million line problem? You need like 10 to 20 million dollars. Look, you just need to prove to people two things. A, that you will get them back more than $20 million for the $20 million they put in. And B, that you personally are capable of doing that. That's all. If either of those things is not true, it's going to be a lot harder to get the $20 million. The thing is, it is way easier to get investor money now than it ever has been in all of human history, at least for anyone that's been alive, or that's alive currently, I mean. So like this year, 2021, it is the absolute easiest year to raise money literally ever in history. So you just have to answer those questions. Now, I don't think you can solve the 30 million line problem in $20 million. I don't think I could solve the 30 million line problem in $20 million. I think for about 25 million, we could do a good like operating systems mini Manhattan project. But that still doesn't like solve the problem, right? That just gives you a new like attack point from which to start solving the problem. Okay. So we're doing this. We're doing... Wait, what? Wait, what? Okay. I didn't realize from the name of this thing that it literally only cared about number literals. But that makes sense. This is a time where it's like, All right, let's just try something here. Let's just make that more specific. We're going to make that is an unhardened number literal. Okay. Great. And now we're going to have now is unhardened literal. Okay. We got past that one. Now we're at a new one. You need to make hardware without plug and play? I don't think that's the issue. Like, no, what you're saying about getting investment is wrong. Look, anyone in the world can sit around and say, if only all these other people in the world did different things, it would be easier to get investment, right? That's what everybody does. That's why not everybody is running $10 million projects, okay? To run a project where somebody gives you that much money to run it, the reason they're giving you the money is because you have figured out something that not every other person in the world has figured out. All right? That's the definition. So you're trying to do this thing where you don't want to figure out the thing, but you want people to give you money anyway. No, you have to figure out the thing. Okay? So this thing that you're saying about like, okay, yeah, sure. It's very easy to think of why a project would not succeed commercially. Anyone can do that. We're in a world full of people who will tell you why things won't work. Telling you why things won't work is not a valuable skill. Figuring out how to make them work despite the reasons why they won't work is the valuable skill, right? Using that list of reasons why they won't work as a to-do list and solving that to-do list is the valuable skill that will get people to give you $20 million. So from that standpoint, it's actually useful. It actually is useful to have that list of why things won't work, because that's your starting point, right? But that's not your ending point. That's your starting point. You start with that, and then you try to figure through it to like, okay, but how do we do this? How do we make this work? Yeah, exactly. Problem-solving mindset. So you get what I'm saying. So if you can solve through that, and not like some people want to think that they solve through stuff, but then they just engage in wishful thinking and they just come up with some set of reasons to convince themselves, right? But the way that it's going to work has to be convincing enough that other people besides you believe it. Not a lot of other people besides you believe it, right? Probably very few people believed Elon Musk would be able to start a rocket company, right? Like what? He was like a web programmer. Why would he be able to start a rocket company? But, you know, you need to convince a small number of the right people. Mouse is not the best device. It's way better than any other device. Okay, so it's why you can't sell it to normal people. Well, you know, you probably, if you want to get VC funding, you probably need a way that this is going to be sold to normal people. Probably. Or, you know, business users for a higher price or something. Is grid 3i dot whatever an array of S64 or an array of grid 3i? Well, so this expression is not correct here. We're getting to that. This is an array of grid 3i, so it's like this is the wrong thing. This was typed last night when I was tired. Let's do that. Okay. So for loop doesn't Okay. We're doing null. Wait, really? Did we rebuilt? Oh, no, I edited the wrong line. I mean, we needed to change both, but... Okay, invalid cast. So that's just the back end not understanding that cast. Invalid cast. Thought we added some variant stuff here. We didn't. Wait, what? Oh, we did this. Well, I don't quite understand still. So it actually knows the right thing. This is like a whole lol. Okay, so we don't handle a cast from a fixed array size to itself. So for example, if I go back here and comment this out for a second. Okay, that's a whole different thing. Dang it. Okay, so we're going to skip that for a second. We're going to use this back end. So this is compiling. If I do this, A is 3 int, B is cast to array of 3 int A, that's going to fail. Wait. A, B, B, B. Because we don't handle that. So let's make a regression test for that. Okay. Okay. So if is an array, okay. This cast is a no op. Okay. Whoops. Source array type. Whoops. Source type arrow array dimension. Hey, okay, now though, if we do this, this should not work. There we go. Yay, okay. GG's. GG's. Okay, so now if we go back to here, invalid type in 4. That's probably in bytecode builder as well. Okay. All right. Cool. Our for loop worked. Great. Okay, so now we have, before we can even do any other things, we have a debug info problem on the x64 backend. Line 646. Wait, what? Really? Not sure I know what's going on there. Can you cast it to a smaller array type? No. You have a statically linked exe compiled on Windows 10. It doesn't even start up on a 5-year-old laptop. Is the only thing you can do, run a debugger on that laptop. By it doesn't even start up, do you mean it silently fails without reporting anything? It's probably crashing. Short of running a debugger on the laptop, you could enable core dumps if you can actually get that to work. And then you could copy the core dump off the laptop. Checking the DLL dependencies probably won't do it because it would give you, it would pop up a window with a DLL not found error. That's not the problem, probably. Do you use RAII moves in the compiler code base? No. No. You try to get rid of it, but you don't know how. What do you mean you don't know how? Just don't use it. Don't use it. If you don't do RAII, you don't have a problem. Yeah, it could be just trying to open a file that doesn't exist, like, and not handling it. PowerShell silently fails? Oh, I didn't know that. You can tell I don't use PowerShell. What's the oldest comment? We already searched for that. I think it's 95 is the oldest comment. No, sorry, 2015, not 1995. People will say that your code is bad if you don't use modern C++. Well, if they are bad programmers, why do you care? If they say lots of people, I'm sure, would say my code is bad. Yet somehow they don't seem to be able to make things. So, because they're your boss, get a better job. What's the problem with RAII? I gave a whole talk in Barcelona on YouTube. You can search that, where I talk about some of the problems with it. I can't go into it right now. It's too big of a topic. It's just not a good way of programming in the year 2021. It never was, actually. It's especially not in the year 2021. There you go. See, someone in chat just got a new job. Congratulations. That means you could get a new job too. Okay. Basically, I'll give you the short spiel. Is RAII, the mistake is, there's many mistakes, but one of them is they pretend that the problem is to manage, quote, resources, right? When in reality, mostly the resource is memory. And then in rare cases, it's something like a file handle or whatever, or a mutex. But in those rare cases, it's actually much better to be explicit, right? The implicit handling of things only really kind of makes sense for memory. So pretending those two things are the same leads you to try to use the same solution for both, which is a mess. But then Um, the problem is there are much smarter ways of managing memory, right? So what I talk about in the Barcelona talk is that RAII makes your program really slow, A, because it causes you to conceptualize things as independent stuff located on the heap, right? Because if it was on the stack, you wouldn't need RAII, right, for the memory. So you make programs that are very slow. You also make programs that are very complicated where you have to do a lot more work because since you're using RAII and your language has exceptions, now all your code has to be exception safe, which is a giant disaster. Nobody's code is actually exception safe, right? So like pretending your C++ code is exception safe is a giant exercise in LARPing. It's like completely foolish and delusional. But you expend all this effort trying to do it, right? And you can't ever just like write simple code anymore. And what you're getting for that is very little upside. Because again, memory's not hard. Okay. Well, with a name like Shitty Programming, of course there's no shortcuts to mastery, dude. Maybe aim higher. All right. So we're trying to write a type info. I don't know why it would have the string flag set. Oh, we're doing a variant of a string. Okay. So the deal is if we go down to a variant, okay. Go to the actually right. Okay. Okay. So we've got some stuff working here. Let's go back to our example. Let's space out our output. Okay. So now it's not such a big blob down here. RAII is not even for management of resources. It is mostly for exception safety BS. Well, okay. A lot of exception safety is reclaiming so-called resources. I mean, the other part of it is making sure that code runs on unwind. And I guess there's sometimes when that is not resource management, but it's something else. But it's usually at the bottom. It's resource management. Asmongold is who's Asmongold? Is that a big streamer? Oh, is today actual New World release date? Is that what's going on? Because I know they had a beta like a month or two ago. Why is New World so hyped? My assumption is because nobody has bothered to clone World of Warcraft, right? And do another big MMO. And there just hasn't been. It's still World of Warcraft if you want to play that kind of game, right? So like this is the first frickin' game that is like, we're going to clone World of Warcraft, right? If I'd wanted, if instead of making indie art games, I wanted to make money, I would have made a World of Warcraft clone. I think they may have been using RAI in New World because it ran like shit. That is quite possible. Quite possible. Okay, so that should work, hopefully. Do we have any other little ones? Let's do this one. That should not work. Cannot cast this to a string. There we go. This does not work. Okay. As it clearly should not. Okay, great. Now, what about this? Operator plus does not work on this type. So this is about, you know, custom operators. See. Didn't matter. Didn't even get there. Oh wait, that's array subscript. Dang it. I mean, we need to do that, but let's just do this. Make that real short. Okay. So array subscript for custom operator. C++, gotta move my things around because that's where we're at. All right. So we added G to H to get 139, right? Let's assert on that. Boom. Okay. GG's. Array subscript. So that particular case was about overloaded array subscript on a struct type. So if you define an array operator for your custom type, that particular code was. But in general, array subscript is that, yes. No, we're adding new features to the programming language. We're adding new features to the programming language. Okay, so now I think okay. I think that's okay. I think it was this that was, yep. So we are probably our ensure pointer is non-relative. stuff probably doesn't work. It doesn't totally matter because we can't actually reach. I mean, we could do tilde S64. Will that even crash? No. I mean, okay, we need to make a legit test for this. Oh, actually, let's do that one later. That one's a little harder. Let's do this one, because this is one that people are actually going to want to do sooner. Okay. Type restriction. Okay, F X $T slash file name print the file name is whatever X. T is whatever. Okay, so F of A, F of B, F of Sailor. This will not work. Okay, attempt to use type restriction, but the target type is not a struct. Question. Do I make this work for non-structs? It's kind of... I feel like people are going to want that. Have I thought any more about how to assign to overloaded array subscripts? What does overloaded array subscripts mean? Oh, I see. Yeah. I get it. I haven't super thought about that more, but it's probably time to figure that out sometime soon. Like my best guess is still some kind of like operator bracket equals that you define, right? Or what if, okay, how's this? What if you could define operator bracket just like you do now, right? And that is, okay, you know how we do like operator, you can do operator plus equals or operator plus, right? And it'll pick the more specific one. What if you could do just like that. You could do operator brackets or operator like star brackets or bracket star, probably star brackets, right? To take the pointer to the subscript, right? And so if you assign, it needs operator star bracket, but if you subscript, it'll either use that or the operator brackets, right? So like if you were doing like a bit array where you can't really assign into it. No, I mean, okay, so the problem with that is you can't write an overload. Like let's say you want to assign a Boolean into your bit array, right? That should just be a function that takes like the bit array, the index, and the Boolean. And so like, can you actually, like a bracket star wouldn't let you do that, right? Whereas some kind of bracket equals would let you do it. I mean, we could actually do all three. And we could de-show. So this is actually tied into figuring out how to do SOA the best way at user level, right? These two things are related. So like for an SOA thing, you kind of do want to be able to take the address of X sub Y. So maybe that's a reason to have star brackets. So maybe we check for equal brackets or bracket equal. If we don't find that, we check for star brackets. And if we don't find that, we check for something like that. Bracket star sounds like references. No, it's not like references because it doesn't pollute the type system by adding a new thing called a reference. Optional third argument that will take the value to assign. We could think about that. We could think about that. Anyway, so that is the extent to which I've thought about this still. It's definitely on the roadmap. We definitely want to do it. You know, I could just say we don't have type restrictions on this yet because I want to ship the value to the people. And my intuition here is that we might factor around what slash means anyway, because this is kind of a relatively old concept that there has already been desire among the people to have it do some slightly different things than it does. So rather than keep rat holing on the current thing, I think we're going to wait for the redesign of this and then have it handle this, probably. Okay. Type restrictions currently don't work with variants. The reason is the $t/x format already isn't quite versatile enough to do what people generally want, so we are going to redesign it, and rather than add small things to the old design, we'll just make sure the new design is powerful enough to do all these things. Okay. So, but we're going to put here, this is just going to document for the people that that's not there. Okay. That's fine. I am actually okay with that. So we've got, oh, that does work now. So, okay, this should not work. Oh no, it should work. This is not an error because we are using, oh, that kind of sucks. Wait. That kind of sucks. Okay. maybe this is a thing to figure out in the semantics of this. Hold on. This is a subtlety in the way things are implemented. Oops. Now I can't test this because... Is that really what's causing that? Okay. We're going to have to fix that. So what we're doing is we're making an overload that should test better, but the symmetric... See, we need to add to the cast count. I guess we do already. Yeah, we'll print the type of. So this is actually kind of weak sauce in some ways. Unless all our functions are, because the problem is 3 times vector 3 is going to, or 3 times velocity 3 is going to return vector 3. So we like lose the type unless we have some like polymorph decorate, like unless we make it all polymorphic, which sucks. I don't love this. I don't love it. Should an operator plus return something? In this case, we were going to make it illegal, so no, it shouldn't return something. Can you get the procedure of the add overload? I don't know. I don't care. I'm thinking about something else right now. Okay, so the main thing that we have to do before we can ship this value to the people is, like, this thing, this semantic thing is not like that bad. I mean, it's not ideal, but it doesn't prevent it from working for simple purposes, right? Which may be enough. We'll see. What I'm worried about is it's going to encourage people to make tons of shit polymorphic to get that type checking. And I don't love that. I do not love that. Think about it. Why am I defining velocity and position as different types so that you can't add them? So yes, this is supposed to be an error. It isn't currently because we fail before we get to it. Okay, so now we have this problem. Full-time streamer? No. It is time for me to sign off from my full-time streamer job because I have to do a meeting and stuff in 15 minutes. So thanks for coming by. Yeah, void is just a type in this language, so you can assign things to type void. I mean, that might be a little loose sometimes, but we allow it right now. Okay, yeah, we probably stream again later today, but as we said in the stream title, this has been a short stream. We cranked most of the way through this feature. We'll probably ship it to the people soon. We got far enough that I'm like, oh yeah, I hadn't really thought through it this far, and I'm like, oh, I don't really like this part. But maybe after we ship the value to the people, we will come up with something good for that. Could stream the meeting? No, this is not a meeting that I want to stream. All right. Thanks, everybody. See you later.